Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala Rasulillah. As we are approaching Ramadan, I would like to just close my khutbah with some suggestions with regards to what we can do this Ramadan. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. This Quran was revealed in this month of Ramadan. So the Quran was revealed in the month of Ramadan. This is in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 185. So what is the point in finishing Ramadan without increasing our connection to Quran? So the key thing that we have to pay some conscious attention towards is increasing our connection to Quran. We can increase our connection in a couple of different ways. One, reading the Quran. We have to increase the time that we are taking to read the Quran today. If we are used to reading one page, for example, now we should consider probably reading 3 pages or 5 pages or 10 pages, whatever we can during Ramadan. That is one thing. The other aspect is memorizing the Quran itself. Some of us may have memorized a good portion of Quran a while ago, and we may have forgotten it as well. So this is a good opportunity for us to revise what we have memorized, and also consider memorizing more surah, the more verses now. So with the invention of a number of mobile apps, it has become extremely easy for us to pick and choose the verses that we want to work on memorizing, right? So it's very easy for us to listen to repeated set of verses while driving or while walking, while doing a bunch of different activities, and just by listening to these verses few times, it becomes easier for us to memorize those verses. So as long as we put in a conscious effort in doing this, inshallah we will have the time. We have the time throughout the day. We are driving, we are doing all sorts of different things. In those opportunities, we can easily stay connected to Quran. So staying connected to Quran, increasing our connection to Quran is the key thing that I would like to remind all of us to increase in this time of Ramadan. The key reason why we fast in Ramadan is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to increase our taqwa. Because in Surah Al-Baqarah, in a different verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the reason for mandating fasting is لَأَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, to increase our God-fearing, the taqwa. So to increase our taqwa is the very key, the essence of us fasting. So we have to try to increase our taqwa. How do we do that? Is by following the simple guideline set forth by Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, narrated by Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu. Those who do not abstain from falsehood in their speech and action, Allah does not need their hunger or thirst. Some people think that fasting is all about staying away from food and drinking, right? But it's not about just staying away from food and drinking. As you can see in this hadith, Allah does not need those people's hunger or thirst. Which people? The people who do not abstain from falsehood in their speech and action. So working on our characteristics is the other key thing that we should pay attention to in this Ramadan. This is essential because it's amazing to see how many of us do forget this basic, simple thing. This hadith is in Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith number 1903 and 6057. And lastly, I would like to suggest all of us to ask as much dua as possible in the month of Ramadan. Because Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned that there are 3 categories of people for whose dua are never rejected. What are those 3 categories? The person who is fasting, the just leader, a leader who is just, and then an affected person out of injustice. So these are the 3 categories of people whose dua, supplication, is never rejected. So the very first category that Rasulullah has mentioned is the person who is fasting. As we are going to fast around Ramadan anyways, this is a great opportunity for us to ask dua for the things that we need in this world as well as in the hereafter. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase our iman in this Ramadan